All right. Back on the stream. We got the new account set up with Take Profit Trader because we were having too many issues with Apex. So we are back on for trading today. Just getting everything all figured out right now. Alrighty. All right, we had a crazy morning with this downside that we saw. Now we are observing. Sorry, I'm just closing out of these windows right now, guys. Right. Trying to get everything all figured out here. Live streaming tab. Alright. Alright, it looks like I've got everything all set up. So, we saw this massive sell off from the morning. Sorry, a couple more things here I gotta take care of. Okay, check my live. Working on getting a video taken care of right now. All right, so we're up here touching the 200 SMA, EMA. We're kind of recovering off of this dip that we saw earlier. Uh, I don't know why it's telling me some weird shit with my connection, but let's ignore that for now. Uh, so we're looking at this dip that we saw from market open at um on the Nasdaq at around 15,670 down here, almost 250, about 250 points. That was insane dip. All right, so we had that wild dip, kind of tested this trend line, which was interesting that I forgot I even had drawn from a couple days ago. Let's look at it on the 5 minute, um, 5 minute chart. So we had this trend line of resistance here, and we came and bounced right off of that trend line perfectly. Interesting to see how that works sometimes, but yeah, kind of just looking at these levels here, we came back above this support we were kind of making, dipped below support resistance. Now we're kind of seeing if we keep this as support here because we're dipping right below, and we're gonna wanna, if we want to see some upside, we're gonna want to see this kind of get through the 200 EMAs and SMA levels here. So the new account that I set up, Apex was giving me too many problems. Their customer support is just horrendous. Getting responses on the emails. They shut down my account, and I was fed up, and I said to heck with it. So I set up I found a funding prop firm called Take Profit Trader, and I'm using them, and they're actually great customer service with their chat. They have 50% off funded account right now. Granted, I mean, with Apex currently, I believe it's similar pricing. Comes in around like 85 bucks for a 50K funded account. And they have only a 5-day eval period, and then your as soon as you get your funded pro account, then you can take profit in the first day as long as you get above that threshold. So I really think that this prop firm is set up a lot better than the way Apex is. Also with the payouts that can be done instantly. So any day instead of what is it? Apex, you have to wait 10 days and then you can only get two payouts a month and then you're capped at a certain amount of payouts. So it's just the rules with Apex are kind of absurd in that sense. And I really thought like after researching that this would be one of the better prop firms to check out. So here we are. Link is in my bio, I believe. If you want to go ahead and give them a check out, my promo code is SPAZ, as in my YouTube channel name. So we're kind of just looking here. I haven't taken any trades today, unfortunately, because I've been trying to figure all this crap out. We had an amazing downward rally, and it would have been great. Just accumulation here. Could have shorted accumulation, short another support, and then break for a short. So it was just an amazing day to short. I mean, finally too. Like look at this on the uh on the daily chart. We've had up. I want to say this is our biggest besides over here. This is one of our biggest dips to the day. So let's see if it hold. You can see how this last like couple like weeks of trading have kind of found support from everything below 15,572, maybe even just below 15,500, yeah, somewhere around there. Either way, everything below has found support and came back up. So we'll see kind of what happens and what we got going on here. Uh, I'm not gonna go long yet, and I'm not really trying to short either. So we're um, watching and waiting, guys. Checking out a couple things with my channel. So yeah, so here is my P&L 0 for the day. We're chopping around here. So we're just patiently waiting. Um, if anything, we're creating more. Oh, I was on the wrong. No, we're creating some resistance here. Then we might want to see some more downside, honestly. 9, 6. I'm gonna try to get in. Let's get in on. You're watching what the S&P does here too. S&P looks a little choppier, breaking above the 50. Oh shh. Take off the Fibonacci retracements. Actually, let's load some in. Kind of see how we've done. So market open. I like to take like the first big dip down. So kind of here. And then I do Fibonacci retracements like that. So I'm gonna play around with this. Play around and see what we got. All right, so we kind of retraced to a little bit here to the 78.6. So kind of doing what I was thinking here, coming back down a bit. Really wanted to see All right, let's watch for a break of 80 here on NASDAQ. All right. That was a poor entry on my end. Let's see. Chart trader hidden. Okay, I'm gonna try to get out of this position. See if I can get a little better. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Kind of gonna be looking for 73-ish. If we can continue this dip down. So it looks like the S&P is finding more resistance there. So we'll be looking for, I mean, I just had a horrid entry on this. 75. Take 100 profit. 75.5. All right. So that's what we're gonna target. Take a nice little scalp on this, man. All right, let's see if we can dip. Come on. Not a great first trade here, guys. Not a great first trade at all. I'm gonna stop out if we break above the 200 SMA here. All right, I exited the trade there for a small loss. I just had a horrible entry. Horrid entry there. So we are at a small loss on the day. And now it breaks below. Oof. Oofda. We took a $20 loss on that, guys. Whoopsie. Alright, we're chilling though. We're chilling. Alright, what? are we looking at? Let's see what we got going on. Finally got that open interest to disappear. I just hid the study, which is stupid that I had to just hide the study in order to get that gone. Get it gone. See, this is where I kind of wanted to be short 93, but my impatient ass didn't do that. Because this is right at kind of where it was establishing support before. Looks like it could dip down below. Boom, that 75.5 little target I had was hit. See what kind of happens now. You need to pull up the book map and everything just to get on the right page. All right, so we're about break even right now. Nothing really noteworthy. And the book map set up. All right, book maps is going. Maps is going. Shh, crap, it was the wrong one. Pretty glad I got out of that. I mean, I was just rushing a trade here. All right, now look at that. We got the S&P pushing back above the 200 SMA, looking like it's pushing up here. I am getting in a long position, kind of with jeez. All right, well the S&P is still holding above the 200 SMA, so I'm not too upset with this entry. We're gonna be aiming for break back above. There we go. Wow. We're getting some bullishness here. Wow. So we're gonna be taking off here at we're gonna ride this up a little bit actually. We're looking for back above these levels that I was talking about on the daily. So we're gonna be looking for uh 15,547. Kind of watching to see what the S&P does to kind of base our decision on the Nasdaq here. Definitely still got some resistance around 92 around my entry, but I think we're getting some momentum to the upside here. The S&P is definitely pushing up. We got it breaking above the 200 EMA now. I think we're going to be fighting for 4,550. I think we're going to be starting to take some profit around. I want to take some profit at a 20-point gain if we can, almost. So that's what we're looking at, and we're gonna go low 83 as this stop. Watching it here though, just watching and waiting. Gonna go back to the S&P on the book map. So we're getting some volatility here for sure. Nice little volume spike. We had almost 10,000 contracts bought sold on the S&P, and now we're just waiting for the Nasdaq kind of see in here too. Everything's starting to push back up. We're at this pretty heavy resistance. 15,500 is a strong mental resistance here for the Nasdaq. So we're kind of just watching to see if we break through now. We're pushing up, pushing up. Small breakthrough here, small breakthrough. Come on. So we're seeing some liquidity at 15,000 10 right above 10. We're seeing it at 5 right now. So we're just watching here. Come on, come on. Push up. Maybe my first nice little run for profit. All right, we're almost there, guys. Almost there. Come on, Nasdaq. I'm a little concerned with this level over here, so I might be closing out a little early. Watching, watching. All right, we're out of that position. Out of there for a nice little profit there. We're up 200 on the day, guys. There we go. 200 on the day. 200 on the day. Don't call me Jose. It looks like we can still hit up there. The reason for me exiting the trade is a lot of the times I'll see like it retest this chop earlier and kind of the main candles that brought us out of the chop. So I'll see it retest these levels and reject off of these levels sometimes. Like we'll get this downside come up, test this level, and then rejects back down. I don't know for sure. No one ever does really. So I just use the best educated guess to take profit. I mean, the firm I'm trading with is called Take Profit Traders. So shit. I don't know if I can curse, but shit. I am taking my profit. We are getting through this and getting paid, baby. Getting paid. So let's check it. What we got going on now. So it looks like we're still pushing up. I mean, we definitely saw some strength, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more upside. I just I just gotta take my play when I can. I also will admit sometimes I do take profit a little too early. But I would have really wanted a lower entry to feel safe holding, and usually I'll hold more so if I have two or more contracts because that way I can take profit on one contract here and then hold another as like keep the stop at break even or just above break even and then keep raising the stop as we find new support levels on the way up, which is a really good technique to have if you're an educated or like new trader in learning. That's a good way to scale and and really learn to take profit. And it's the same way on the way down as the way up if you're shorting or going up. Watching here, I mean, I think it looks like we've got more upside for sure. We broke back above this resistance. And it looks like we're just slow and steady pushing up. Not really seeing any downside. I could have even made my stop right here at 98, but there's no need to force anything here. I mean, we're doing what we do and we're enjoying it. Let's see what else we got going on. I know I logged in from a new advice. Thank you very much. Okay, look at that. We're coming back down and retesting 15,000. It'll be definitely interesting around this 15,500 level on the Nasdaq um because it's a key level. It's responding to an email really quick, guys. Looks like we dropped down below 15,500, so we rejected above that level. So I'm glad I got out of that trade. Yeah, I mean, I'm still emailing with this Apex team. Man, they freaking suck. I don't want to be biased, give anyone a bias, but God, I hate them. They are tragic with their customer support. Horrible, horrible. I think they just make so much money because they're one of the bigger ones and one of the cheaper ones. They just make so much money, especially with these sales. But man, they freaking suck. So if you listen to if I can give any advice, you don't have to listen to me, is what I was gonna say. But if I can give any advice for anyone, it's don't freaking use Apex because they have horrible customer support. I even when I started this take profit trader, this new prop firm, I signed up with them and they there was some issue and they helped me out instantly and immediately I was able to see how much better customer support they had than when I was trading with the other one. So it's very nice to see that with someone that's supposed to be handling your money and potentially a lot of money. I mean, some traders make hundreds of thousands of dollars on these firms and these challenges. So you don't want a firm that can just close out your account without any notice or warning, without any rule violations. I mean, that's just poor business practice. They've I even told them in an email, I'm like, you guys scamming me, scamming me. But it is what it is, and we move on. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. So we're still kind of hesitating around here. Doing a little dance at 15,500, doing a little dance. Um let's check out these bigger time frame charts to get an idea. I mean, we definitely saw some rebound here. On the Nasdaq, we are looking like we could just explode up on the 15 minute. I like switching between the 15 and the 30 sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it's to be determined. We're kind of at this level of where we chopped around and we could come back here for another short. I don't really know what's going on, but this is definitely a region where I don't want to trade in necessarily. If we break back below, I want to say 15,483 back below here, I'd probably be looking for a short position. Robs McGobs, my guys and lads. We are cruising along. Check out a couple things on this YouTube. I don't know what to talk about right now, so I'm just gonna talk about nothing. So yeah, so we're above the 200 SMA and hovering on the 200 EMA, which I've explained earlier is not really a good position to go short. You want to be like above those and above like the EMAs, just and and yeah. So that's what I got for you. Try a trend. It's YouTube. It's YouTube nonsense. YouTube nonsense. Right. I mean, we are definitely creating some resistance here. Huh. Hmm. S&P didn't even really. So the S&P is coming back down too. We're watching it fall. I mean, this rejection off the 15,500 I think is pretty significant. I'm just concerned. Part of me wants to get a short here, but like I said, trading above the 200 SMA is it just shows bullishness. Um, and it's not something really worth risking to me. So we can wait for um some more confidence in a move and go from there. But we're definitely looking like if you look at this 30 minute, it looks like we're came here and we could come back down. Oh wow. Definitely picking up some downward momentum. Let's see if the S&P breaks through the 200 SMA again. I like how they're both simultaneously touching their respective 200 SMA trends. All right, Nasdaq breaking below and the S&P breaking below. So we've definitely got some downside here. So remember when I said I really want to take a position up here? Yeah, I should have, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. So we're gonna watch here, try to create some resistance again at like 90. See if we can get up a little bit. I'm worried we might hold below the 200 SMA and ride this downside and continue more. But if we can get back up to 94.25, and I'm gonna take a position here. I'm gonna take a position if we can get back up to that. So we're gonna get just above the 200 SMA if we can, like just to test these higher levels and then drop back down. You know what? I'm gonna just do a market order as it goes up and see what we get. If we go up, like I said, if we go up. So we're watching here. Definitely dip back below this earlier support and which turned into resistance. Watching here, rejected off the 15,500 and waiting for a good trade here, holding below this 200 SMA and watching this potential for a dip back down. Waiting patiently. I'd like to retest up here and then get a drop. Retest like 90 level. Watching. Here we go. Here we go. Give me a 91.5. Give me 91. I'm not gonna be a little picky mofo about it. All right, we got our retest. Let's see what we got going on here now. Looks like that 94 level would have gotten hit. All right, so we are chopping around. Oh, wow. Definitely chopping around the 200 SMA, getting some resistance, getting some support. Interesting to see. Very interesting here. I would like to hold below the 90 level. I'd like to break back below this 200 SMA. I don't like that we got above it and then just snap right back down. I'm probably going to put my stop at the high of this candle, 94, 95. Just to ensure we don't take too much of a loss. I don't want to get stuck back in some chop. I'd like to see more downside. I'd definitely like to see more downside here. I mean we're getting this volume down. We're seeing some hesitation here. Now we're just watching and waiting. So what I'd like to see is on the S&P at least come back down to this 4,540 level. 4,539 just below. Retest that a little bit if we can get some downward continuation. Come on, don't go back up here. Don't stop me out. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me. It's a good song. Great song. We definitely have to get back below this SMA here, guys. Gotta check out the SMA. Gotta check out below the SMA, should I say? Should I say? No way. So if we can get back below, I'd like to see 4,540 retested on the S&P. I'd like to see this level of 15,460 as my first kind of price point. We really need this tip here though. At least break below the 79 this earlier kind of. See how we have this inverse U. I'd like to break below this first 79 and then this low. Here we go. Getting our push, getting our push. I like it. I like it. I like it. We're going to be taking taking a profit around here. So we're gonna go for 60.75. Let's make sure on the book map that that aligns with my target. Um, so we're seeing a crap ton of liquidity just below 450 on the book map. Um, I'm going to be on the conservative side and definitely look towards the 60 area. Let's see what we got going on here. Finally below the SMAs here. So as I said before, I think what I'm gonna target as of now is the 60.75. That's what we're gonna go for. That would give us about 30 points on the Nasdaq. So that would be a nice little trade. Oh, I don't even believe I'm showing it for you guys here. Sorry. But this is where we're at. We got a nice little stop. We got a nice little situation here. Up 255 on this trade so far. I'd like to break below the 79 level. We got to break below here, and then we got to break below this low. Getting back above is no good, no good. All right, come on downside. Come on down. Living on in the land down under. Singing my songs for you guys today. I'm in a upbeat mood. I'm done with Apex, and I'm feeling great. Apex done me. Took it out of me. Stressed me out. Too much. Too mucho. All right. Looking for this break below this low so we can create a new low. So what is this low at? It was at 72. So we're looking for a 72 break here. We're pushing it. We're pushing it, guys. 73.75 is our low so far. Got to break below it. We got to create a new low. It looks like we did on the S&P. Definitely created. Oof. Oof. Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. At least on the Nasdaq, I mean, I'm still not too worried about the S&P. We're coming down. Still coming down here. All right, so I'm seeing the Nasdaq really kind of make some support here. So I'm gonna try to close it out at the 76 level and get rid of this 60. Wanna sweep through that liquidity there. Wait, what did I do? Did I close out of my position? No. 75.5. Let's see if we can get out of there. There we go. Out of that position. I mean, granted, we definitely could have gone down to the 60s level, but I'm just seeing a bunch of liquidity here, and we didn't break below this immediately. Um, and we're just gonna take a profit and run. Take the profit. Taking the profit. Go back to the charts. See what else we can do today. We're just cruising along with a $500 profit. Yeah, we're seeing that liquidity kind of really settle in at 73, 74 level. Um, a lot of liquidity there, and definitely buyers stepping in, but we got more prominent selling. See if we maybe we can get some upside and try another short. We'll see. I'm living in the land down under. You better run. You better take cover. Cruising, cruising, cruising. I think we dip below here. I think we go down, guys. It's looking like some downside, but hopefully we can get up a little. I mean, I don't know exactly what entry we had. I think it was like 91, 90, 91 entry. So that was a great entry for almost like a 15 point score there. Okay, we are pushing down on the Nasdaq, looking like some downside for sure. Then on back over to the book map. See what see what happens as we push down below. Testing the liquidity, getting below the liquidity, cleared out the liquidity. There we go. Cleared it out. And let's see if we just keep going down. Get this 60 level that I was originally targeting. Got to practice patience a little bit more. But don't everybody. All right, the S&P is getting to that level that I was mentioning earlier. Um, which I thought the Nasdaq would hit the 60s around this. So we are testing the support level earlier, which we got back above, which is I think a pretty key level. We touched that 3 times already now and bounced back above. And I marked that on my retracements. We had one dip below, got everything that on that got soaked, and clearly had some high volume, some high tick volume. Look at that, we just bounced off that level so far. So we'll see what's going on here. We hit a low of 63.5 on the Nasdaq, so we wouldn't have hit our exact 60 target. We wouldn't have gotten filled yet, at least, if we had that position still. Watching, watching here. Oh. Pull up some bigger time frames. See what we got going on. Oh wow. S&P dipped below the wow, that was an unreal dip here today, guys. I don't think the S&P has broke the 50 EMA on the daily chart in a while. Look at that. Has not. Not since May 26th. All right, we are dipping below. Um, and I missed out on 300 of profit, but whatever. Exactly touched on the 60.75 that I was targeting. Let's go back to the Nasdaq. Follow along on this guy. Hmm. All right, what do we got going on here? Gotta plug in my laptop. All right, we are up 500 on the day. We didn't start trading till after this whole dip, so we are just making our money on this. Made this money on the scalp down. Oh yeah. Hmm. All right, we chopped back up off the 60 level. You see kind of why I had the profit take earlier at the 60.75, which is exactly kind of what we tapped on. It's why you also want to give yourself a point, or if not, up to like 5 points of leeway room if you have a price target. So, especially with the Nasdaq and how volatile it can be. Oh, sorry, yawning on you guys. All right, I'm gonna say it here again, but I'm using Take Profit Trader. And you can get started with them with a funded account for 50% off through my link in the bio. They are 5 days for the test period, and then after that, when you have your pro account, it is zero minimum days before withdrawal. They don't have any consistency like Apex. You have to keep your best day at 30% of your total profits. They do not have anything like that. They just take out your money whenever you got the profit up. So you wanna on the 50,000, you wanna make your $3,000 of profit and and then get into your pro account within 5 days. I'll show you guys the this is our total P&L on the day. 495. Oops. Did not know I didn't have that earlier. Oops. I'm all over the place here trying to adjust this. There we go. There we go. That way y'all can follow along here with me. Like a good old follow sing along song. Look at how we just recovered off of that 60 mark. I'm gonna go back to the charting until we're in a trade here. Unless anyone wants to see it, just let me know. So I'm looking at how we recovered. Look at that. And now we're booming. Business is booming. So yeah, we didn't break below the 4,540 on the ES nor the 15,460 on the Nasdaq. So we're looking like some upside is in order. We're seeing most of the liquidity on the Nasdaq from the high of 15,530 to the low of 15,445. So I'm expecting a range to be established. A good old range. Home on the range, baby. Man, I got attacked by fire ants walking across my lawn, and I got destroyed by them. Destroyed. These creatures gotta know better. Us humans can knock them out with the one sweep of a spray across the lawn. All right, we're back around the 200 SMA level, which I was mentioning earlier. Um, Not really much for directional movement here. No clear sign, no clear telltale. We are just letting things be. Let it be, let it be. Let her be. It's good to see where the volume takes us to. I mean, so we saw biggest volume on the on this candle here on the S&P. So we saw the biggest volume when we tried to push up, but came back down. So that instills some confidence that we still have some downside. I mean, they tried to push it up, we brought it down, and that's a good thing to notice. I'm trading the Nasdaq, so I'm going back to that screen. Nasquack. All right. We are. Hey, Hefe, what's going on, man? I did disappear for a while. The shenanigans with Apex really takes me off, and I ended up after some heated emails and then shutting my account down. I switched over to trading normally, and then I tried a different firm out to like see how they were. I'm using a prop firm called Take Profit Trader, which I think I really like so far. Their customer service is so much better. You can get immediate payouts after after your account, after your test account and stuff. There's a lot more to it, but I am back, baby. I'm back in trading. I'll show you what we got on the day so far. I came in late after we saw this whole downside down, unfortunately, but I took in a trade from here to the downside and I got a nice $500 profit on that. Um, Besides that, we're just waiting for some more setups. But yeah, I'm back, baby. How have you been trading, my guy? Um, all right, so we're coming back above this resistance support level here, and we are back. Whoops, did not mean to zoom in that much. We're back above the 200 SMA too. We're looking a little bullish here, guys. What I was looking at on the daily chart was to come back towards this level around here, which everything below has been soaked. So 15,550, and it looks like we could really have the potential to push that. I mean, we saw this downside, so I'd say we have to kind of break above this previous lower high. Sorry, I can't speak right now. Lower high. So I'd want to see us push through 15,500. Going to lunch. Still not trading yet. Going to lunch. Hey, enjoy the lunch, man. Um, so yeah, so we're looking to push through this 15,500 with some strength and then hopefully get above this lower high. And that would give us some potential for back up to the 15,500 level. As of now, I am not confident in downside just with the size of momentum on the way down today. We had one of our biggest sell-offs that we've had in a while, and like I said earlier, we crossed on the daily chart. Let me adjust this. On the daily chart, we crossed below this 50 EMA level, and we haven't done that since mid-May. So finally getting some downside here. And I believe it's really also just showing the resistance more so on the S&P. I'll pull up the S&P daily chart. We had a pretty strong resistance level that we were displaying at 4,600, just above 4,610 kind of. We got above it a little bit. Yeah, 4,607 and 10. One of the levels I mentioned in my previous videos. We got above it a little bit and slammed right back below. Demolished down. So, chop, chop, chop. Exactly. That's what we're doing right now. Unless you meant you're chopping some lettuce for your lunch. I don't know, man. But still can't break through the 15,500. Uh, and we're rejecting it every time. So it's really, and this is gonna be a strong psychological level just because it's the flat number that it is 15,500. Those tend to be create some support or resistance, and as you see here, it's definitely done so this far. Looking for some volume to pick back up. Traders, big whales to get back from lunch and bring in some trading volume and some volatility back. I mean, we saw this huge downside today. So you gotta kind of got lucky for that if you got some trades in this morning. Let's check what we got going on with bonds, short-term and long-term bonds. Put to call ratio is definitely picking up with some call volumes too. Interesting to see across the market between the Nasdaq and the S&P. Let's look at these bigger time frames here. I mean, with this dip down that we've had today, I would be really astonished if we didn't get a lot more of a rebound and we just held this and sunk back down. I'd be very surprised because that dip was just insane. I think we need a little bit more of a retracement. Being back above the 200 SMA, it's definitely likely. Not something I'm taking a trade over yet. I'm considering, but it's something that I'm watching. And we're watching this support resistance level here, just chopping around it. This chop here, I'd like to see it get into this range and break above 15,520. Then we just target some like intraday support resistance levels, use those, and some levels on the book map is what I'll be using. Right now, the point of control on the we're right on the point of control for the S&P 4,542. So we're hovering right about it. The point of control on the Nasdaq is dead at 15,500. Dead center on that, which makes sense. Like I said, that's a mental spot for traders. All right, we're pushing back up here. Gonna retest the 15,500. Pushing back up. And it's still looking like we have most of our levels, liquidity levels at 15,445 is the low, and 15,530 is what we're seeing as the high. And that'll be on the Nasdaq, of course. Dow looks like it's still putting in some downside work. It's actually testing new lows here on the Dow. 35,426. Interesting to see that the Dow's still pushing down. It's ignoring the S&P, ignoring the Nasdaq. Here we go. We're getting some upside here. Like I said, I'm expecting a little bit more retracement to the upside. Just just with how much we went down. Uh, Love to put some music on, but I got in trouble for copyright issues last time. Last freaking time. Let's see. Maybe I'll just do it anyways. Is there a playlist that I can find non-copyright? Non non-copyright music. Oh, this is a busted playlist. This playlist is busted so bad. No offense to whoever made that playlist, but we need a better playlist here. I'm not playing that crap. Non-copyright for Twitch streams. I don't know any of these songs. None of them. Keep It Together by Yaeow. I don't who is that? Let's listen to it. All right, what is this depressing ass bullshit? What the heck no, heck no. Nope. Pass. Pass. Titanic? That does not sound like a good song. Can I search non-copyright rap? Or like upbeat or something? Playlist. I just don't know any of these. Sounds a little rappier. I feel like I've heard this song actually. Uh. All right, we broke through 15. All right, I'm done with the music. Off. All right, we broke through 15,500. It's a good sign. Good sign here. Um, and it looks like we're pushing up. We're gonna see if we get in a trade here. I'll go back to the other screen just in case we do. Seeing some momentum. Seeing the momentum. You know, as I'm looking, actually, I'm looking at. I'm gonna switch it back. I'm not taking a trade. I'm looking at the S&P, and the S&P is nowhere near recovering like the Nasdaq is right now. So, not liking that for a trade. I'll pull it up for you. You see how the Nasdaq's pushing towards this previous high? Look at what the S&P is doing. S&P is not even close to this same time level. We're still chopping around here. So the Nasdaq's definitely recovering a little bit stronger from this dip than the S&P is for now. So yeah, I mean, don't really have much entertainment there besides that. Hmm. Nasdaq's gaining traction. Oh, look at that. It's going. Maybe I should have taken this dang trade. Watch it just be some stop hunting right there. Some people put their stops right at like this level, right above this, and we're just stop hunting out. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're getting some strong momentum. We'll see. Man, I freaking hate stop hunting algos though. All right. Nothing yet. This get off the Fibonacci. Fibonacci. I'm gonna see in this upward right now. It's starting to just extend. Look at that. If we just stop hunted that, that'll be insane. Hmm. We gonna check the book map with the S&P. Hmm. Not much going on here. Not much to do. All right, and it looks like this very well could have been some stop hunting here on Nasdaq. I mean, I just don't like how we're chopping around 200 SMA, 200 EMA, chopping around the point of control, getting above, getting below. It's not really displaying some solid direction for us. Hmm. I really think that we need some more upside from this dip. So this is what I'm in. This is what I just took right now. Uh Gonna see what we got going on here. I don't want to see us hesitate at the resistance level. Let's pull up the chart. I'm gonna move my stop about there. Hmm. Yeah, look at that rejection. We're keeping our stop where it's at. I might close out this position. Stopped out. Stopped out there. Small loss. We at 440 on the day. Took a little loss on that for sure, but we're chilling. Chilling, grilling. Hmm. Not much to do right now. Not much at all. Really, really wanting to see um, some more upside here. Now I'm kind of being impatient with it, but this is what I got going on here, guys. Chart trader. There we go. Oh, jeez. It just slammed below. Did not like that. Give it a little lee room, but looks like I'm gonna take. Looks like we're just too bearish on the day to really try to go long, or it's just poor timing on it. Poor timing on my end. Yep. We got up to 500 plus profit target for a second. Man, if that just took me out and then comes back. Slow it down, slow it down. Yep, that just took me out. Now we're covering back up, it looks like. We just got this point of control right here, 4,524.50. We're still seeing a lot of sellers. That 29 contract seller is the one that just took me out. Looks like it's better that I got stopped out anyways. Can still see some downside. Oops. Still looking like some downside. We're seeing most of the chop happen between 4,540 and 4,546, right around there. So it's created this nice little sideways channel. This little sideways channel. Gonna get back to playing some music. Where did my Spotify? Yeah, I mean Nasdaq, we're getting upside. Definitely, it's really tough to read short term unless we see some sort of breakout of those levels that I was mentioning on the S&P. So we're gonna wait here. We got time to kill. Time to kill. Non-copyright music. Let's go back to this playlist. I don't know any of these songs. Man, am I old already? I don't know any of these artists. Alright, I don't even want to listen to that anyways. Copyright. What up, Hefe? He's back. The man is back in town. Let's see if we can get some sort of good vibey music going. Something to fill up the silence. This chop going on right now. Nope. I don't like that song. Here, let me put on my friends' music. Kind of promote them during my stream a little. She is not a bad singer. They're a good DJ duo. Still chopping around here. Struggling to break above, but it's definitely pushing this 15,500 level. S&P still chopping around too. Yeah, we're just waiting here. I got caught up trying to force a trade because I was bored, but learning lesson, being patient. See what we got on the larger time frames to give us a good basis. See how we're in that chop? I really would have liked taken something above. around here. See if we can get another trade cross above above this mark. See what the high is. No, I'm just not a fan with it being above the 200 SMA here. Not a fan. Not a fan of this chop. Wow. No real sense of direction. Uh, so you're still not trading, Hefe? Huh. 10 accounts. I'm not even doing Apex anymore. Apex freaking did not enjoy, man. I'm doing take profit trader, and I believe let's see what they allow. I don't even know how many accounts they allow. And let us see. Add this for you. All right, so this is what I'm using right now. Uh, take profit traders. So they do they're doing 50% off. Which is a great deal. I have my code in the bio, but I mean they have 5 days to get paid, and then no downtime. Once you're funded, you can earn the first day. You keep 80%, but then after you like prove a little bit longer, you become a pro plus and you get 90%. But yeah, it's 5 days to the pro account and then 0 days to first withdraw. I don't know how many accounts you can have, but once you get your pro account, what's nice with them that Apex doesn't do, once you get your pro account, you can reset those pro accounts. So after you pass, you just have to pass the eval with the 50% off code, and then if you fail the pro account, you can reset it. So that's super convenient, and then withdraw immediately. But yeah, I think this one's great, and their support is so much freaking better than Apex. I mean, and they're trying to incorporate stocks, forex, and crypto too. It looks like. Let's see how many accounts you can do. Oops. Uh, how many accounts? Pro, how many accounts can I have? Let's see here. Up to 3. All right. I mean, that's better than 1, but it's not 20 like Apex. But yeah, I mean that's what they got going on. So that's not a bad deal. Not too shabby. Shabby lubber dabby. So yeah, I really should have been trying to enter a short above 15,500, and kind of right when I said this was a likely stop hunting. Some like if people had stops here and were looking for some downside and then it came back up, they were stop hunting to get these stops here and try to see if it would shoot back up or just liquidate those contracts. Um, that's just stuff I've learned. I don't know exactly where I've learned it, but I've acquired information from different sources and different ways over the time over time. So just not being afraid to keep doing research and keep learning. But yeah, I mean, the stop hunting is like when you see big downside come up and it looks like you just had a little relief before more downside and it's stop hunted out there. So we bounced off, let's pull up the S&P. We bounced off this level again. Didn't break below, but we're watching it. Uh, Bounced off here. I always do this. All right. There we go. It looks like we're trying to push below. Um, we could see some maybe some momentum to the downside, but on the Nasdaq we're still above the 200 SMA, which I don't like. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure. Try to kind of get an eye on this trend. Yeah, I mean, we're watching to see if we break below here. We're definitely at this lower end, lower trend line on the S&P, so we're watching on the Nasdaq to see if we can break below it. Looks like we got some upside, some support covering there on the S&P at least. Just seeing some like quick snappy moves in the market for sure, and no real follow through yet on a direction after this morning's big downside. Don't know what I'm doing here, guys. Let's check the book map. Looking at the book map, I'm seeing liquidity want to get grabbed here. I'm taking this by 8. I just tried entering, but I got out real quick. I didn't like it. So, and then it dips after that. Let's see if we keep it. I'm gonna pull up the chart in a second. See if we don't get stopped out of this one. Trying to switch over to Ninja, get my chart going by the time I don't get stopped out, hopefully. So Nasdaq's definitely looking a little bit more resistant to get some downside here. I'm gonna have my stop right there at that level kind of before we came down. Now we're just playing the waiting game to see if we follow through. Checking the book map, we're getting some pressure down for sure. Um, oh, looks like we're about to get stopped out. Yep, took another loss there. Man, I'm giving back all my losses, guys. Or giving back all my gains, I mean. Giving back my gains. I should have been trading the S&P on that move down. We just saw more pressure going down on that. If we come back above this 4,540 level, I might go long on the S&P though. We're watching it here. Watching the Nasdaq too. Just waiting. Liquidity grab can work both ways. Liquidity grab is what I was mentioning for this upside. So liquidity grab was, I mean, yeah, this could be a liquidity grab here on the ES. Um, but I'm mentioning liquidity levels as well. So these things are all different. So look, I'm looking at like support levels and then just a small like support or resistance and then just like a small dip or break above and then right back into that channel. That's kind of when they're doing these fake out, these stop hunting and just grabbing the liquidity usually is what attracts like what the price level is attracted to though. If there's going to be liquidity to both sides. Like on the book map right now, we're seeing liquidity at 15,445 as a low and 15,530 on the Nasdaq. And then we're seeing like lower levels of liquidity as well. But I mean, we're gonna be hunting those areas of liquidity either way, and like that's what you aim for, kind of like you kind of ride the price as it follows and looks for that liquidity. So you want to be, if you're in a good trade, you can look for those as like exits, like around the levels of liquidity, which the price action is going to be trying to push towards, if that makes sense. So, looking here on the S&P, I'll pull this one up again. So the S&P, we're kind of just looking. So the support that was created that we broke below before and reclaimed, we broke below it again. So we're kind of just watching here. If we want downside, this would be like an ideal stop loss, like the high of this candle, because if we break back above, keep doing that. If we break back above this support resistance level, then it's not a strong move to the downside, and it's just not showing strength. So I wouldn't like the position. It looks like we're trying to get back above it for sure. So we're looking on the book map here. I mean, we're still below the point of control, which is a bearish move. We're trying to break back above this. Definitely saw like a little slight volume increase from what we were on average trading about. So now we wait and see if this is truly back above the support or what's going on here. So being back above that support level, I just hopped in a position and then it gives me a tight stop. So I hopped in a little bit on, let me adjust it on the ES because I like that entry better. Oops. I don't know what I did there. But oh crap, I'm too busy trying to focus on this. So we are breaking back below where I have my stop. Setting this as a stop low of 39. Yeah, this is just choppy movement right now. Choppy movement. But we're right at this support resistance level. And it gives me a pretty tight stop loss. So trying to pull up there we go. Flustered right now. I don't know why it doesn't load in here we go. That right away. So this is where we're at with this trade. And we're gonna be looking for the first, if we can break back above the 200 SMA, we're gonna be looking for the first take profit at 4,100. Oh, right around here. 45.5. And then we'll be looking above that for kind of the that way you're gonna have to go to the daily chart for. Let me check that. Hmm. Then I'm gonna go based off of a fib level and go for I'm gonna let this one ride, the other one after we hit my first. Do I know how to avoid false BO? False body odor? Smell it out, my guy. No, what's BO? I don't know all the terms that some of these people create. Breakout. Oh, that's pretty. Um, so you find like key levels that you can like find a support, but I mean sometimes I don't identify a false breakout. Sometimes I'll get trapped. Like we're gonna see if this was a false breakout and I was correct. So I might get stopped out of this trade. I don't really know for certain. But a good idea is you kind of just out over trading over time. You really kind of look at where the momentum's been. I mean, the momentum's been down, but we didn't really see much of a retracement today. Like I'm looking over at the hourly, and we're just chopping down here without a retracement. And I saw us test this support one, two, broke below and scoop back up. Three, four, five. So I mean, with all of those tests and not really getting a full move down and not holding below it is kind of the reason why I like it more. But no trades for certain. And we'll see. We're still chopping around here, and it's still. I mean, I'm still got my nerves going. Like we could easily stop me out of this trade. We're touching on the 200 SMA, and we We haven't really bounced above it yet, which is what I want to see next. So, you be determined. But yeah, I've got this level at the fib 78.6, but also like kind of looking where I'm seeing previous levels here bounce, and that's 45, 45 around 45, 4,546 too. So we're gonna be watching for those levels for this if we can continue up. If we break through the 200 SMA, then I'll be able to move my stop up a little bit. It's definitely with the move down today. We're chopping around right now. I mean, if I traded earlier, that move down would have been amazing to trade. No, I have the book map on my other screen, which I'm not able to pull up. I'll work on that for one day, being able to get that on this other screen because the computers aren't aren't it's not hooked to the same computer. So it'd have to be like two separate streams or something. But yeah, we're below this point of control too, which I don't like. The point of control is at 4,542.5 about, and I'm really gonna want to see us break above that point of control. I need to see a lot in order for this to continue up. As of right now, I'm still in a very risky trade. Get the 1 hour small charts. Look, see we're coming back down again. Just chopping. With the momentum that we've had to the downside, it's very risky to go short with when that's occurring. So I definitely took a riskier trade here, which might be hurting me soon. Risky to go short with the momentum that we had from the morning. Like if we had a strong momentum down and just chopping around here, like it's yeah, it's risky to short or risky to not short, sorry, risky to go. I'm bullish. It's risky to be bullish with downside. It's vice versa when we've had a strong upside movement in the morning. Risky to go short. I got it backwards. Sorry. But yeah, so waiting and seeing. Just waiting. I like using the 1 hour and like these smaller time frame charts are very important, honestly. You really can't be forgetting about them. Ah, I just I kind of wanted to crack and like hold the 200 SMA over here when we pushed up this first time. So I don't like that it didn't do that. I'm gonna give it one more chance here, and if I'm not seeing some strength up, I might be exiting this position before my stop. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna go. What's the order book looking like? Um, I mean, on the book map, we have most of our volume. Like the point of control is at. I'm about to get stopped out here. Damn. Um, one sec. I'm watching this trade really quick. Not too happy. Yeah, it's looking like I'm about to get stopped out here. Just too much chop right now. Hmm. It's really testing my stop loss. Keeps getting close and keeps breaking under the 4,540. We're gonna adjust. I mean, it came 25 cents above my stop loss, so we were almost stopped out there. That's it's not fun. But all right, let me check what's going on. I mean, we're still below the point of control. I mean, we're rotating in the book map, and we're seeing liquidity. We're seeing strong liquidity at 4,535. It was like 500 contracts resting on that level. And then we're seeing lighter liquidity. When you got like a strong flat level like that, it really could act as support too, as long as it doesn't break below. Breaking below a strong level like that shows like possible for continuation down. But yeah, I mean, wow, we got lucky there. We got 25 cents away from my stop loss, and now we're recovering. They're really testing my patience today, man. Really freaking testing my patience. Okay, let's get out, buy back at a better price. I mean, I had a pretty good price that I'm at and my stop that I'm at. My stop is very tight relative to what my position in was. It's very tight. So I like it like with the range that I have going on. Uh I have bonds pulled up on one of my screens that I use as reference. I don't really trade the bonds so much. I use them as indicators. I use them as like kind of the short term, 2 year, long term. I use them as indicators kind of to base my other trades, but I stay away from bond trading for the most part. Sometimes I'll get into that. Sometimes I'll get into oil, but I prefer mostly trading the S&P and Nasdaq and Dow. I understand it's less of a tick. Understand. It's just personal preference. I mean, I know there's futures traders out there that make great money avoiding the S&P and Nasdaq, and they'll focus mainly on bonds and oil and other commodities and such. All right, so now that we got above this 200 SMA, I'm looking to really hold it. Um, we can chop around just below it, but oh, as I say that, we could chop around just below, but I'd like to see everything get pulled back up. I might end up just I don't know what to do here yet. I don't know. We're seeing the Nasdaq um push up a little bit better than S&P is. Nasdaq's still on this 15,500 level. Um, I think if we can get some breakthrough there, kickstart the S&P. Watching this trade, guys. Watching this trade slowly but surely. I mean, it's fighting in both directions. And I have my first goal 3 points away about. So we're gonna have to hold this 200 SMA, get above this 200 EMA, and come back to this high of this channel that we've been kind of chopping along. This is the channel I'm looking at between these two fib levels. But pushing kind of above here if we can. That's why I don't have the other one listed. Pushing above here, above 4,545 could mean a potential for a break above, like, I mean, maybe touch this trend line, maybe break above or like to this previous high. Kind of watch where the liquidity sits at on the map and make sure we're clearing some of these levels. So we're seeing liquidity come up right here. That we're about to be testing 4,544. So there's liquidity here. Push through that, and we've got 4,545.25, which is right about where I'm looking to sell. Maybe I'll probably just aim for some take profit, one tick lower to be safe. Liquidity is clearing up a little bit, which means we might be wanting to push through. So a lot of that liquidity that was just there, some of the contracts just disappeared. Also got some resistance that we established at this level that we just touched. So now I'd really like to hold 200 SMA, like I said. All right, one bit lower, we get stopped. I'm about to adjust my stop to break even at least. Making my stop break even. I'm not giving profit back. We're seeing some mess. And we got stopped out there. I didn't like how that selling started picking up. See if there's another opportunity for a trade soon. Maybe. Yeah, the liquidity cleared, and that, honestly, I see that sometimes when it knows it's not going to break above, so that could have been a clear indicator that we were going back down. We're starting to dump here. I mean, good thing I got out of that. Starting to see some downside. Was into the 200 EMA red line. Yeah, that's so the first level of liquidity was 4,540, right around the 200 EMA, and then right around where I had my um target was like the second liquidity, and both of those levels cleared up on the upside. So I should have recognized that and kind of taken profit on at least one of the contracts early, but it's all good. Liquidity clearing. I just noted these are like little things that I notice. I don't know if there's maybe something deeper to it, but I noticed that like for instance, if it's pushing up and we bounce off some liquidity, come back down a little bit, and then liquidity to the upside starts clearing out, then it's usually like I've noticed that we'll just come down off of it and like we don't push back up or like won't break through that level that it was at. I've noticed that happen quite a few times, like enough where it's stood out to me and been a pattern. And I don't know if there's any technicality like analysis behind it or anything besides just that it is, but that's something I've noticed. So we didn't lose anything on that trade, which is okay, but didn't get any profit. So now let's see. I'm seeing most of the liquidity at 4,535 right now. So we're likely going to come down and test these lows again and see if we break through it. But I am not in anything right now. Pushing down towards these levels. Getting some like chops, some like quick little snaps in both direction. So we're getting kind of bulk orders pushed through. I mean, I just saw looking at the book map, I saw a seller that just sold off 134. That'll create some snappy movement. Um, Now we're pushing on the start of this liquidity, 4,536 with the main level, like I said, over 500 contracts at 4,535. We've got, it looks like 530 contracts by 4,535. Seeing if we can break below these levels. So when we retested and I tried this trend line earlier, didn't work out. This time it did. But that's the way the trading goes. Uh, I mean that's a good potential for if it doesn't clear that liquidity at 4,535. Um, I don't know that it would necessarily be considered a double bottom. I mean, if you're looking at like the hourly, yeah, but I consider it more so just like a support point because it's pushed on it a couple times. But yeah, that's something I'll be looking for to see as we come down to this 4,535. But with the bearish momentum that we've had today, it's more likely to see us break through that and push for new lows. Push for this 4,523, 4,528.75 about level. See what we got going on here. Nasdaq is at 15,460 again, which has been creating some support here. Everything's got some downward momentum right now. So we are just waiting. Yep. Nasdaq's trying. It's trying. It's just straight down right now. Looks like all this chop from earlier. It's just some accumulation. But we're waiting to see. Full port buy. See, that's a lot of people like buying a lot. Like when we're in momentum going the other direction. A lot of people like buying reversal plays, and I don't know why it's like such a strong mental thing, but a lot of people like buying reversal plays. And reversal plays are a big trap and a huge reason we end up seeing more direction in the way that we've had the momentum because people will get stopped out and stopped out trying to play all these reversals. And it'll just the stops will create more downward because if they buy and they get stopped, it sells. So like it breaks the price level. Sell a lot of stop losses are selling, 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 creating all this extreme extra downside. So I mean we're at this. My man Hefe, you love playing games. Um, we're at the 60 level and we didn't break it yet. We'll probably get some for a healthy drop. I'd say we get some bounce back and then more downside. We're right at the liquidity on the S&P, where it looks like we're right at this 4,535 level, bouncing around it. And I think that's what the Nasdaq's waiting on for us for it to see if we break below it. Go. Give us an idea of what's going on here. So we still have the liquidity there. And I'm seeing not much to the upside. Really not much liquidity. Let's see more liquidity starting to come up at 4,532. So if we break below, it's likely that's the next liquidity spot we'll be touching on. All right, and there's our break. We are ripping below. It looks like now we just need to hold that level to make sure it's to make sure we get more downside. Mm, it's crazy how the Nasdaq just went straight down after that. I wanted to see a little bit of a rebound like here and then push down, but no, sorry. Nasdaq not even close to retesting the lows yet. I'm putting up, trying to pull up what's going on. Oh, so I'm seeing a crap ton of liquidity at 15,000. Surprising amount for 15,445 on Nasdaq. That is an impressive amount for the Nasdaq. Um, you're in a short. No, I'm not in a short anymore. I tried for a second, got out of break even. So we're still at the same profit. If anything, I with all that liquidity, how many on? So for the Nasdaq, it's more margin per contract. So for the Nasdaq, I'm seeing 220, which is a good amount for Nasdaq to see. So I almost got in a long position just based off of that with a very small stop, but I didn't. I am still just not no trade right now. I want to be in one, but I am not. Look, this play to the upside. All right, we're back above. Yeah, I wish I took the 15,445 um bullish position from there. Went long after seeing the liquidity level, but I didn't get in on time. And we came back above the I mean, we're still bearish, especially if you're looking over at the S&P. We came back below the previous low, which I don't really like for bearish momentum. So we'll see. We're just waiting. We're still below the 21 EMA, which is oops, I'm not trying to do that. Trying to figure out if I should take a trade right now or not. Um, keep switching off my bias, and it's not good for a trade. But everything below the 21 EMA, I'm still pretty bearish, even though those other like all these circumstances are not lining up, which is why I don't think entering a trade right now is good. We're back above on the S&P. We're back above the previous low, which is bearish, bullish to me. We're still below the 21 EMA, which is bearish to me. We are we didn't break through this liquidity support on the Nasdaq, which is bullish to me. So we're having controversial, like bullish bearish signs. So I don't like it for a trade. But when you look at it and I do not trade forex futures now. I've dabbled into forex before, but I do not. What I was gonna say though, when you look at it in the larger scale, You have to see we had downward momentum. We're still below the 21 EMA. So despite some bullish signals, I you have to force your mindset to be bearish still, and especially since being below the 21 EMA. So it's definitely bearish still, but we're seeing controversial signs. Switching between the S&P and the Nasdaq, I keep doing that. Sorry guys, I think both are important to look at right now. But let me pull this up again. If you have any questions based off what I'm saying, like as far as like what's giving me my mindset, go ahead and ask. But now we're kind of looking to see if this previous low establishes support, the 4,535 level that had all the liquidity at it. So we're kind of trying to see if that level that broke the liquidity establishes support, or if we get back down. Um, it's touching it right now, and we're testing, so we're just watching. You can do me a favor and like the video. I'm trying to gain some viewers and some traction. Kickstart kickstart this YouTube stuff. I'd appreciate it. And ask any questions. So we didn't break through the 4,535 it looks like again, or we did just barely at 25 cents, yeah. But it's not conclusive. I don't have a course. And I answer all questions here. I do not have a course. I try to get in most detail I can on these live streams and answer any questions you have for reasons that I trade the way I trade. And the way I trade is not always perfect. I have losing trades. Um, but it gives you insight and it gives you another perspective, and there's no amount of perspectives that hurt you and hurt your education, because it always helps to learn different things that I've learned and learn from everyone. All right. See why I said we're staying bearish? Oh fudge, yes. I'm not in a trade right now. I see why I said though staying below that 21 EMA would have been, I couldn't have taken a long, even though there were some bullish indicators. It's just because the way the momentum was for the day and the breakout, you can't be forcing reversals. You can't be doing that. I mean, I might, let's see what we got going on here. I tried to just enter a short on Nasdaq, but it dipped below the price level before I can get in. I was trying to get filled at like 41. So if you remember me saying earlier, I'm not in a trade right now, but if you remember me saying earlier, this level right here, 4,529, boom, we just hit it. I have all of those EMAs pulled up, actually. Sorry, I gotta get on the. I'm gonna watch the Nasdaq right now. One sec. One second here. That was 40. Uh, I tried to get in a short again at like 45, didn't get filled, 45.25. Getting liquidity pushing the NASDAQ down. I'm seeing the volume candles pick up. NASDAQ, it looks like it's about to get another good push down. Not anything yet with it though. Go back to questions. There's the 21. So the orange one is the 21. The yellow one is the 12. And the blue is 5. So I kind of color code it. Yeah, it looks like Nasdaq's gonna push down. I think it's gonna retest the previous low here. Retest like we're going down another 10 points and then potentially retest the low is what I'm looking for. I'm not in a trade though. I don't like how I would just be chasing at this point. I just kind of missed the main breakouts today, which is real unfortunate. By the time my by the time my S&P got stopped out, I was gonna get short on Nasdaq, and Nasdaq had already dropped like 20 points. The reason I was gonna get short on Nasdaq was because it was closer to the resistance level, and the S&P was closer to the support level. So shorting the Nasdaq had more opportunity for downside. I still kind of want this downtrend to break that we've come across for this movement out of the trend on the Nasdaq. I kind of want this to break, test up again, and then come back down. We hit the I still think we have more room down to go. Just realized we only have 30 more minutes of market open. There's just nothing. We got liquidity we've got liquidity down here all the way to 4,525 and some below that. But on the S&P is what I'm looking at least on book maps, and then looking at the Nasdaq, we are no key level of liquidity like before that was at the 445 level. I really want to see a nice little rebound on the Nasdaq, and maybe I'll consider a short position. We've had such an insane move today though. It's risky playing anything at this point. Just yeah. I don't know why, but I'm getting a weird feeling that we got some upside. Do I play any games? Like on the PC? I play Rocket League sometimes. Enjoy that. It's kind of easy to just pick up and put down. I don't play many other video games besides that. Not really. I never really grew up to be a big gamer. I always just played like the basic Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart and stuff like that as a kid. Do you play any games? All right, so we're testing this like getting above the previous liquidity level on the Nasdaq. And it looks like we're picking up some buying volume, some bullish volume here. We're getting pushing the 15,450. Uh Still right at this 21 EMA. Um Intrigued to see what's going on here though. We keep going down. We don't. But we're seeing liquidity on the Nasdaq at 63, about 63 level. And um on the S&P at 35 and then 40. So we're just trying to push above these 50s level on the Nasdaq, and looks like a little recovery here off of these lows. Definitely bouncing back a little bit here. Surprising. Surprising to see. So that was a good move from the upside, from that low to a little upside at the 50 EMA. Yeah, I don't really mess with the games much either. I've dabbled. Let's see, what are we looking at? So that was a good move back up. I don't know how to explain that one. I saw a lot of buying pressure, and I saw a lot of support get established that couldn't break through. So that was like a small little play that I ended up taking, small little scalp. Um, and this thing always goes away. I just screwed up my whole stream. But yeah, I got a nice little scalp on that. Um, and recovered some P&L. So we'll likely close today around this level unless we get a little move. But so far, I mean, the main move down was we definitely saw it on this trend line breakout. Excuse me. Let me have some water. We saw it on this trend line breakout here around 3:05 Eastern time, and then we saw it up from the morning up until 12 o'clock, up until lunch. About that, that's just straight downside down. Great moves to catch. I didn't get on until after lunch, unfortunately, but I was able to get in something today, which I'm grateful for. I don't know how to exit. I'm having problems with this screen right now. My cursor just completely disappeared from my screen. Hmm. Well, we'll just watch for a second, but so I'm getting some indicators that we might be recovering a little bit here. But I kind of the end of the day, no real trades to take. I guess a key level would be staying above the 450 here on the Nasdaq. Kind of doing a little inverse head and shoulders from like this one of the shoulders and this one of the shoulders. See if it does that. And establishes support here, but it's chopping around, broke above the 21 EMA, which I don't like for a short, and we're below certain levels for bullish position. I'm gonna close this out really quick and see. It might shut off the stream really quick, but I'm gonna go back on. I'm just trying to get my cursor back. I don't know why it disappeared. One second, guys. Um, won't even let me shut down because I can't see my cursor. Something with this window capture is having problems. I gotta force quit it. Oh, that actually brought my cursor back, so I don't have to shut down. Let's go. Never mind. I've solved that. All right, back to the charts. Yeah, I mean, anyone watching, I know there's other people, or at least one other person besides Hefe, but if anyone else is watching, feel free to ever ask any questions on here. Give me some input or anything. Make fun of any losses I have. I love the hate. Bring it on. Um, no, I'm joking. I mean, you can tease me. I don't care, but But yeah, I mean, feel free to interact. Gives me something to do while I'm streaming, trying to make some money. If you have any questions about the prop firm I'm using or have any questions in general, and then go ahead and give me a like or a subscribe. Divergence with RSI. Okay. I've heard of people doing that. Um, like I said, um, I don't really like using RSI besides giving me if I'm in a trade that I've, for instance, like if I caught a great position in the morning and I saw a downside and just bought in like or sold short like let's say three contracts, would have taken profit down here on my first one, would have rode at least both of them, if not one of them, taken profit again, and then held one of them. So these little like dips below are just great spots to help me indicate like it's oversold. Get the fuck out of the position. Like take some goddamn profit. You're being greedy. Sorry for cussing. I cuss way too much on YouTube or just in general. But see, look at this upside. I mean, I was in at 40 and I sold at 59, but I just saw some buying strength coming in. But look at that. So yeah, so the RSI just gives me really good indicators on when I'm being greedy into exit. Other than that, I'm not big on using it that much. But if any trading method works for you, it doesn't have to work for me. But as long as it works for you, that's all that really matters. And picking up your own patterns that aren't even set trading things like RSI and stuff like the book map strategy that I mentioned earlier that I said is really helpful to me. Um, that's just like something I picked up and like you have to have bookmap for that obviously, but uh there can just be small things and like certain things that you notice that stick out to you and can indicate a certain direction and just make notes of those and kind of go over your trades at the end of every day. Like I butchered a couple trades and gave back some of my profit like here when I tried to go short for a breakout and of this trend line. I kind of got stopped out. And I knew I really wanted to get short up here and I should have taken this as an opportunity to get short and I was kind of focused too much on the S&P and the channel it was in and trying to find the bottom of the channel and go long, which I shouldn't have been doing. With morning momentum on the day that it's going, I should wait for tops of channel and go short. So certain things like that's something I've done before that I know is a mistake, and I shouldn't be repeating that same mistake. So I need to go over certain things like that for myself, and and it's really important to do that if you really want to become a better trader. So look at this, we're bouncing completely back, and we're gonna definitely tap this 4,540 mark, potentially up to these EMAs. But look at that, we just tapped. I like using Fibonacci retracements. I like using these to show some extension, and we hit the 138.2, which was what I was planning on during this channel, and I got sidetracked of my goal. Um, and now we couldn't really dip below it, and I saw some volume spikes. These massive increase were increasing volume, and then increase on this next low. Like I saw us pushing, leaning towards pushing back up again, and just saying when you see a lot of like, not always, because this morning it was different, but when you see like straight down with no real retracements, like it just makes you think, wait till you see a good volume spike or a good sign of a reversal. Like this could have been a good sign for some support reversal earlier, but I mean those are riskier trades, just something to note. But to see all this downside, you need some relief. Like you need downside, you need some relief. Downside, you need some relief. Like that's just the way it works. I mean, unless there's some extreme event, you're not going to get a massive sell off like that or a massive spike. I mean, unless you're trading news events like the the rates decisions or CPI or certain things like that, which I'm sure a lot of these prop firms don't even allow you to trade. They will, I don't know if they'll like disable your account or whatnot or clear out. I don't know the exact punishment, but I've read that a lot of them won't allow you to trade the news events, which is honestly for a lot of beginner traders is better because you can get caught in a direction in the wrong movement, and when the market moves like that, unless you're trading with brokers like IB Interactive Brokers, that's like one of the fastest trading platforms. But unless you're trading with a platform like that, if you have a stop set in, your stop won't get filled right away. Like it'll go past your stop, and you won't get filled, and you can really get screwed up in a trade. Like these platforms don't get your orders filled necessarily right away in breakouts like that. So it's definitely just something to consider. And yeah, just keep learning. I still learn every day. I still go over trades. I'm not I'm not a I'm not a cocky person, and I take each day as it comes. Try to try to learn. I know there's other traders on YouTube. Not gonna name names, but there's other traders on YouTube that, man, I can't even stand listening to them. They're some pretty arrogant traders and just very vocal and loud and obnoxious. But I have someone specific in mind, but it's all good. They trade their way, and I trade mine. So we saw this dip again, saw some relief. Um, Still we pushed right back up onto this 200 SMA, and that's a very key thing. If you don't have any EMAs or anything, have the 200 SMA. That's like one of the best things I can't recommend. I don't recommend anything. This is just what works for me, but this is how can you read the Nasdaq 1 hour? So it's easier to read certain times than others. Um, Today was not the easiest to read the 1 hour, I'm gonna admit, but so for instance, on the 1 hour, let's look at this earlier one. So this bearish candle completely engulfed all of these earlier candles. So we were bearish through all of this and closed right here. And then we saw continuation on the next hour. So this is just completely bearish how we engulfed all of these and then continued. So we took out all of the support that we established. So that's something that pivots are not my favorite. I have them just on the 1 hour. Um, they can act as target level support resistance, but they're not something you really need to focus on. But the like 1 hour and bigger time frames are huge, 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 huge. Those purple and green, yeah, the perps and greens, yeah. Um, yeah, those are pivot points, my man. So this is gonna be, yeah, I know it's annoying. That's why I don't like how it's set up on this trading platform. I'll go in and like edit it and um sometimes I'll clear it out. So it'll be like that. Sorry. Let that let that help you out a little bit more. But I mean, it still can get messy even with the EMAs on the larger time frame because it gets a little choppy unless there's a breakout. But the larger time frame can definitely help you. I mean, look again here. So we saw a 1 hour, all of this like upward movement and like chop. We saw 1 hour completely knock all of that down and then end to the downside. That's pretty bearish. So this next hour had a good chance to continue down. So these 1 hour time frames can be very helpful. I mean, they're like one of the key things to make it or break it trading with me. And what I'm gonna be looking at is it's like support levels here. Like you can notice good um support resistance levels on the 1 hour. One day I use that too. One day gives you huge like generalization about the trend of the market for one. I mean, there's some days that'll indicate other things like on the daily chart you'll just see like big support here or resistance. Let me zoom in more. So you'll see resistance setting in here. So like we saw upward consolidation, a little dip down, which is healthy, very healthy, and after an upward movement. So we saw a dip down, very healthy for more upside that got recovered and still kept green. So that was like a bullish indicator for me. We saw us test again, starting to break above this resistance, and then we saw on this day we broke above the previous day's resistance and we're showing strength. So right here, breaking above this previous day showed a great opportunity to enter in a long position and just ride that thing up. So that's something that's just a helpful thing for the dailies. And like there will be some days where the daily chart can not really tell you much, but it's huge to look at, to kind of acknowledge like the trend too. Even like this is the first day we kind of, so the 21 EMA is just a personal thing that I like to use as support. So we haven't broke below the 21 EMA since May of like around here. We've just been up, retrace, chop, up, like chop, and now we finally on this day, I mean, dependent to see how we close, because futures are open an hour later, but we broke below this 21 EMA, so we're and broke below this support that we established. So if we can continue kind of breaking down, we might see some downside. We might see us challenging this bullish market that we've been in. Yeah, the 21 EMA on the Nasdaq. I use it on the bigger time frames too, if that's what you were asking. But yeah, so that's what I was kind of looking at the Nasdaq. We can look at it on the S&P and kind of you kind of want to do both, make sure it aligns. I'd say the market gets the most volume through the S&P, so you kind of want to base most of your stuff on the S&P. Nasdaq can be kind of tech heavy and have different, so the Fibonacci retracements are gonna kind of get in the way. I can't really hide those, and I don't want to delete them just yet. I apologize. But see, we broke below the support, so this was resistance here, resistance around here we were establishing, and then we broke through and then made it support, and now we're down below. So this level about like 45,550, this support resistance level that we came back down below is going to be huge, and we saw that on the daily chart, and we wouldn't have really been able to see it on such a big time frame unless oh no, your stocks. I mean, we're still in a bullish market. We're still up a lot. I mean, there's definitely fear in the market. There's definitely optimism. Like I invest in different things every day, but I you know a lot of big whales are keeping cash reserves right now. But I mean, I don't know. You do what you want to do with stocks. I'm not trying to get into that too much. I like this for my day-to-day futures trading. To use all Fibonacci levels because I just use Fibonacci for equal. I definitely use all the Fibonacci levels. So I'll use it for like retracements. I like to see like on a big breakout like this and then we establish support. I'll use I want to see it at least retrace to this 61.8% out, and then sometimes the 50 and more. I am green on the day. So I missed the morning. I missed all the downside. I was getting like working with getting set up. But here I'll show you. So I caught a couple trades later and just only in a couple contracts, but I'm up 472 on the day. Took I don't know how many trades. Let me check. Took probably like 6 trades. Um, a couple losers. I got stopped out pretty quick, and then gave back some of my profit, and then I regained that profit back. Um, and ended up just shy of 500. So yeah, I am green on the day. I appreciate the questions. Love asking it. Um, I am not sure essentially by the equilibrium. What use equilibrium for buying this? Okay. So, I mean, I mainly just use it to see when we had this breakout, and this is the first point we established support really. And I would have probably mapped it after the second retest that we didn't break below. So we established support. I mapped it from our start of the day, the breakout candle to the downside, the base of it, and to here. And I used, I mean, the 61.88 level would have been amazing for an entry and retest these like lows too. Um, looks like we're coming down a little with the market close. Yeah, and then you see like this basis point, which I'm assuming is kind of like the equilibrium. But yeah, the Fibonacci retracements are huge to me on breakout days, and this is a breakout day. We had a big breakout to the downside. It's not always useful, and some people, if you get too caught up in one certain thing, then you'll kind of lose sight of the bigger picture, and you'll like if you just get caught up in Fibonacci, then you might be getting screwed out of some trades. Um, so you don't really want to focus on one thing too much. I use all of these things in conjunction, and when all of these things collectively line up pointing in one direction, whether it be bullish or bearish, then it helps. Rotation. Like I use yeah like fair value gaps and order blocks. I usually use those 50% or maybe yeah. I mean fair value gaps are huge. Um, yeah, I mean that's like key to recognizing fair value gaps and everything. Yeah. Um, but it's not really a set stone. Like I don't look at a specific level. I look at how it reacts on a level. So for instance, I having the Fibonacci mapped, I would have seen we had a pretty heavy bullish test of the 61.8 level, and look at this bearish rejection that we had. We went down, down, down. We rejected off that 61 level hard. So I look at like how it retests certain levels, and maybe like that this low, it kind of retested the low too. So like I'll use that in conjunction with the Fibonacci. Sounds good, Hefe. I'll do that while we're not busy in any trades. But yeah, Dakota, I appreciate the questions and interacting on the stream. But yeah, all right. Well, that is all for today. Took some profit. I mean, if I got on earlier and was able to catch some of these moves, some of the moves down or reversal plays, I probably would be able to be at a higher profit, but I can't complain and I'm happy where I'm at. All right, I'll be getting off here, but I'll be back on tomorrow, normal time, right at market open or just before. Got to get my coffee in and walk my dog. But I'll do I wait for break of structure of the 60? I don't. So that's what I was kind of saying earlier. it's not about waiting for the break or not. It's about how I see it react when it touches when it touches certain levels. Like if I see it react, like touch this and then completely reject off of here, then I notice that like this it probably won't surpass this as we keep this downward momentum. So I kind of use multiple factors. And then I looked at it, it really didn't pass this previous low as well. So I looked at it, it didn't pass that. And it's not only the Fibonacci that I'm using at that point. It's watching like the price and these bulls step in and then the bears shut them out and just completely reclaim that. So I'm watching the Fibonacci levels, yes, and I'm making sure after a long bull run that at least it retraces to 61% this retracement in order for a healthy run to continue in whatever direction it was going. So I'm looking for it at least to retrace to that, which it did. But yeah, yeah, I gotta get off, guys. Of course, I'm glad to answer any questions, and I love interacting on here. If you wanna give me a follow, subscribe, hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Trying to get out there and really enjoy streaming and interact with some people and have fun while I'm trading. But I'm getting off for now, and I'll be back on tomorrow right at market open. See you guys.